Hey guys, it's LivSims back with another Sims 4 speed build video, and today we are back in San Myshuno, and I am building the Central Perk coffee shop from the TV show Friends. After last week when I built the apartment with nifty knitting stuff, and I kind of took some inspiration from the Friends apartment and used a little bit of the sort of decoration or the decor style that's in the show, I thought it would be really fun to rebuild the cafe that's in the show. So right now what I'm doing is building just a building because I didn't want it to be just a one level coffee shop, because I know in the show it's on the bottom of some kind of a building. Maybe it's apartments, I'm not really sure. I don't even know, maybe they live on top of Central Perk. Anyways, so I wanted to make a building so it looked like it fit in the world, and I was taking a lot of inspiration from the other buildings that I can see, just making sure that the trims around and the windows looked similar so it looked like it fit in there. And then I didn't really film all of the building part because I did another building in the back that looks like it could be maybe some kind of apartment with an alleyway, and I put a lot of stuff around from the debug menu. So I didn't really include that just because for me, the most important part of this build is the interior of Central Perk. So I didn't really go through all of the sort of debug searching and placing down specific items. But anyway, so this is going to be the exterior of the cafe. I think it turned out really, really good. I think it looks like it a lot. I used a lot of stuff from, honestly, the vampire stuff pack out on the front. So those pillars, the roof trim, and it matched actually really, really well with the green stucco from Jungle Adventure, I think it's from. So I used that for the exterior, and then just a little shop, what are they called? Awning on the exterior there to make it look a little bit more like it. And then I used a few of the wall decorations to make the logo look a little bit like it. Anyways, so while that's sort of the exterior, I'm just getting into the interior right now and trying to set up a little bit of a floor plan. I did realize that the building or this is just a little bit too big, so I ended up squeezing it in at some point in the build a little bit. I don't show that on camera because it took a lot of just messing around with the interior, because I didn't want to alter the front because I think it looked really, really good. So I was really focusing on the two sides and the back, and then I had to redo the upper floors as well, so I just didn't put that on camera. Anyways, I have a couple of reference pictures that I was using to build this. I will put them up on the screen so you guys can see what I was looking at. But I was really excited to build this because Friends is one of my absolute favorite TV shows. It's one of those shows that it's like a comfort. It's like a warm blanket or something. I always have it on in the background. I've seen it. I can't even tell you how many times, but I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. I know a lot of people already who just watch it in the background. They have it on the TV all the time, just while they're doing random stuff around the house. So I'm definitely one of those people. I love, love, love that show. My favorite episode has got to be when Joey's fridge breaks. That to me is just the funniest thing, when he's trying to get Ross and Chandler to pay for a new fridge for him. It's so, so funny. But I'd have to say that I guess my favorite character kind of changes through the seasons. I don't know how you guys feel, but I found that I think Ross got like funnier or something as the seasons progress, like out into season 10 when he's got his leather pants, or when he was totally fine with Rachel and Joey dating. Like, I think he got so much funnier near the end, but I feel like everybody has their episodes. You know, Phoebe, she's so quirky and funny, and I love Monica. I actually kind of relate to Monica a little bit the most with her specific way of doing things and cleaning things. I'm very, very similar. I'm a little bit neurotic like that too, so I guess I relate to Monica the most. But I definitely think that Rachel is like a fashion icon. I'm obsessed with all the outfits, honestly, that all of them wear, but specifically Rachel. Every time I see something, I'm like, how do I get that outfit? How do I replicate it? But I just love that show. I think it's such a good, funny, wholesome show. I was also thinking about maybe rebuilding the Big Bang Theory apartments as well. I couldn't find a picture of the exterior building because I think, again, what I would do was something similar to what I'm doing here and just build the whole building on a lot in Del Sol Valley. I couldn't find a picture of the exterior, so I don't know, maybe I'll just kind of use what I think it might have looked like. I think there are a couple shots of the exterior in the show, but I'd have to go and look through it. And then I was also thinking that maybe I would use this building and rebuild the apartments. So I can do Ross's apartment. I might even actually go into another apartment building because he did live across the street. And then I was thinking I would do Phoebe's apartment as well. So maybe I could do that somewhere else. And then obviously the girls and the guys' apartment. I think that would be really fun. And then I'd rather do it in this building than do it in one of the pre-done apartments because it's so difficult to manipulate the walls in a pre-done apartment. And I feel like I would end up using one of the bigger apartments and then not use a lot of the space so I could do the layout the way that I wanted to. So I was thinking I might just use this building and add onto it as I go. And then I'll just keep posting it on the gallery if you guys want to download it. But yeah, so I've already resized the interior here. I kind of just squeezed it a little bit. I ended up just drawing a wall in on the left side because I didn't want to compromise the exterior, especially because I had all those angled walls, which, I mean, maybe I should have planned this a little bit better when I was sort of doing the layout and sizing everything out, but I think it'll be fine. I feel like if you guys are playing in this lot and anybody's over there, you're probably going to have your camera faced so that wall's always down anyway, so I don't think it'll be that much of an eyesore. And then if I do go in and do the other apartments, I'll probably maybe fix it up a little bit and do it so it's a little more realistic. But yeah, so I'm just going through on the back wall and cluttering it up a lot. In all of the pictures that I was looking at, the back wall is so cluttered. There's so much stuff on the back wall that you can barely tell that it's brick on the inside. So I spent quite a bit of time going through the debug menu and through the clutter menu and just adding as much as much stuff as I thought would fit in there. The one thing I do wish is I used those shelves from Jungle Adventure, and I wish that the swatches had different things on the shelves or that I could change up the shelves. I don't remember if it was The Sims 2 or 3. It was like the beds. You could change the frame of the bed color, and then you could also change the bedspread. So what I wish was that we could do that with clutter items like this, is change up what's on the inside and maybe even give us a few empty swatches so we could add our own stuff. I think that would be really cool, but I don't know how difficult it is to do that. And what I definitely think they need to work on first and foremost is getting us better skin tones in the game. I know it's super important. It's been way too long that we have only 30 or not even 30, a very small amount of skin tones in Cass, and a lot of the darker skin tones are ashy and they look a little gray. They're not realistic. And the fact that we can do so much to the pets and how they are totally customizable, but we don't have enough skin tones to represent everybody who's playing. I think that is the very first issue that they should fix. I know a lot of other simmers are speaking out about this right now. I know that Lil Simsy just put out a video because thanks to her, we can now name our cow plants, and I'm really happy to see that she's using her platform to try to speak out on the skin tone issue as well. I'm hoping that they are taking their notes so they can fix the skin tones first and then maybe fix the babies, because I know that's also a big one. But I don't know. I know that it's a big issue, so it definitely needs to be taken into consideration. And yeah, so I'm just finishing up with the clutter on the shelves here. I was looking desperately in the debug menu for mugs, but I could not find them. I know they exist. I'm sure they're in base game somewhere, but I don't know what was going on. I just could not find them in the menu, so I decided to just use that mug clutter item there. And yeah, and then I was pulling out a bunch of things from Debug, like cups and little bottles and stuff. The cups that are on the floor, for some reason, they would not place. They just kept saying item not found, and I couldn't delete them. So they're going to be there through the whole build. I did check and make sure that they're not there if you guys want to download it, and they aren't there. I reloaded my game, and they're no longer on the floor, so you don't have to worry about them being in the way. But I just couldn't delete them while I was building, so please just ignore that. And yeah, so I'm just going through. I ended up finding some coffee bags, which was, I didn't even realize that we had those in the game. So I honestly put them everywhere because I just thought they were a good little filler. And again, since I couldn't find mugs, and I had this idea that I would fill that whole shelf with mugs, but since I couldn't find them, I just thought, well, coffee bags are a good substitute. And then I'm just adding a ton of stuff on the back wall just to clutter it up even more. I added a few of those hand soaps and paper towel dispensers from Get to Work, and a couple of other like work related looking signs from Get to Work as well. And then some little menu boards. I thought maybe it would just look like, I don't know, instructions on how to make certain drinks or something like that. And then I got a little fire extinguisher in there as well, right next to the espresso machine. And then I ended up extending the counters all the way down because I was looking at some pictures and I noticed that it does extend all the way to the hallway. So I just sort of added a bunch of coffee bags on that one counter because I thought it could just look like they sell the coffee that they make in the shop as well that you can take home. So I just filled it up like that. But I really think that whole wall looks really, really good. I think it turned out pretty, like, it looks like Central Perk to me. I don't know if any of you guys watch the show. Maybe you can tell me if you think it looks really similar, but I think it turned out really good. And then I'm just spending a little bit of time adding a ton of pictures and wall decorations all over the place. I was looking again at all these reference pictures and there's not a single wall is bare. So I made sure to add little clutter items everywhere. And then I had to sort of improvise on the wall that we don't see, that the friends, when you watch them film, it faces. That's where the cameras would go. So I just added a few little clutter items, maybe like a coat rack, I think, and a few other pictures and stuff, because obviously we've never really seen that side of the wall. And then this space here was a little bit too big for that sofa, because in the show, it's just a sofa against that wall. But in the pictures, it looked like there was a long window and two windows on either side, and I didn't want to compromise the exterior because I think it turned out really, really good. So I just ended up adding another table. And then there's actually quite a few plants around as well, which I didn't realize. It's crazy how when you spend such a long time looking at one photo, all the little details that you notice. So I ended up just putting a bunch of greenery all over the place because I noticed that there was a lot of plants around. What they had a lot of was plants that were, they have a couple on the shelves that came with Eco Lifestyle where they dangle over the shelf. And I wish we had those as standalone items. I'm sure there's a bunch of custom content that you can download that's like that, but I wish that we had it in game. I was actually thinking about doing a build with only custom content. I have quite a bit in my game. I really like using the SimKia stuff, and I have the kitchen pack and the bathroom pack as well. And they're so well done. So I was thinking of maybe doing a custom content only build, and then I can link it all obviously in the description. I just recently downloaded the Tiny Twaddlers CC pack, and the wallpapers that come with that pack and then the SimKia pack are so nice. They're really nice neutrals. In my gameplay, I usually use a lot of those items. But for videos, I've been trying to stay away from using the CC, but I do play with it quite a bit. So I think I might do a build in the future that is a CC only build and see if I can make just maybe like an IKEA student apartment or something. I think that would be really fun. And yeah, so now I'm just getting into the bathrooms. They're really, really simple. I didn't do anything crazy. They don't spend a lot of time, obviously, filming in this bathroom. So I just made sure that there was 2 toilets, 2 sinks, and it looked sort of presentable. It matched the rest. I put a couple posters up, but nothing crazy. And then for my screenshots, what I did was I went on the gallery and I downloaded each friend, and I also downloaded Gunther, and I used the Mosquito Stuff Pack photo markers to have them go where I wanted them to go, and I took all my screenshots like that. there are so many really talented creators. For Cass, I am not that talented. I don't know how people can make their faces look so similar to the characters. It's so impressive. So I ended up just downloading them. I will make sure I include all of the gallery IDs in my description. I know that there are some on the gallery where you can download all 6, but I went and picked the one that I thought looked the most like each character and then combined them as a household. But I'll make sure to link all those creators. Anyways, we are just about to get into screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do try to put up new videos every Monday, and have a good week.